Alright guys, we are live once again, coming at you from the bottom. Now we're here on this great Friday. I'm coming at you 2 times this week to hopefully provide you with some good content, some good mind food heading into your Friday and then into the weekend. It is going to be a great day. Has been a great week thus far. A lot of learning, a lot of adjusting, and a lot of overcoming. And shout out to the guys around me, the guys and gals around me that's making it happen. To the dreamers who are chasing after their dreams, to the goalers who are, shooting those shots, because like I think Wayne Gretzky said, a shot on goal is never a bad shot. And I like to put myself in both categories, walking along those lines. And with walking on those lines, you see so many lessons, And once again, I want to make known why I am doing these monologues is because this is therapy for me, really. I just always going through life. You meet some of the most. I meet some of the most interesting people and most interesting scenarios, and I figured that I would, get it on, get it digitized, get it on the internet, get it on wax, get it recorded, so that number one, I get these feelings off my chest or whatever. Not really feelings, but get these stories off my chest. And number two, hopefully by me telling these stories, it serves as a little bit of entertainment, but a lot more, life lessons type feel to it, okay? And a lot going on in the city of Atlanta, It's a trip, man. That football game, the more I think about it, man, the more I see it was fixed. But that's another story. Off that, moving on, and I got the Three Stooges playing in the background for a reason. I'm gonna get to that. Pretty soon with my story, because I made a recording earlier this week. I recorded a podcast session earlier this week talking about a code of conduct, and I ended with the question is, okay, if you were part of a certain group, a certain organization, a certain creed, perspective, what would be some of the rules that you would lay down? And I say that because me, myself, I wouldn't consider myself to be a racist. However, I do live in a world, I am a realist in that I live in a world where, we have been divided on some of the aspects of race. And we live in a country where it could be a beautiful country if everybody, saw it as one. But like I said, I'm like, Samuel Jackson in the Avengers. Well, he said this in Winter Soldier to Captain America. She doesn't take the world as it like to be. You take the world as it is. And, I'm living in a city where, well, me, as a black man, I consider to be safe, because it is safe to be around a group that looks like yourself. Because going outside the city limits, you see those differences where you sort of feel the differences in perspective, and people do, treat you differently. However, I will say that in my life, and this might be because I'm around so many black folks, I've been around so many black folks, for the majority of my life, that the majority of wrong that has been done to me has not been done by people of other cultures. It's been done to people that look like me. So when we talk about, being unified, you hear, all these black folks talking about, we need to get together. We need to get together. Well, the realest bone in my body says, I'm not going to be united with everybody, especially dumbass dudes like like the ones I had to deal with today. Because, you may call them poor. Some people may call them uninitiated. Or some people just call them niggas. And today, tonight I call them niggas. To make a long story short, my car broke down. I try to make these stories short as possible because, it is late at night. I'm ready to get to sleep. But I got to tell this story. I got to tell what happened to me today with my car breaking down on the highway on the way to, where I was going. And, the internet now, of course, everybody is transparent. With online reviews and everything, what I tend to do in these type of situations, I needed a tow truck, so I'll Google, tow trucks near me, and I'll look online, and I'll see the different reviews on my phone, and whoever has the best reviews, gets my business. Now, not just that, I call around and get get quotes, and then, I look at reviews, and then I'll make my decision. So I called around a few times, and finally got this one cat who says, he charged me, a price for the towing, and it have to be, the best rate or the cheapest rate. I wouldn't say the best rate, but it was the cheapest rate. And I guess it's going to go with another lesson. You get what you pay for. Now, this dude said he was going to be there. He's going to be at my spot within the next, 30 minutes. He was on the way. And, him and this guy didn't get there until 2 hours later, which is no big thing to me because where I was going, I didn't want to go there anyway today. So, I was cool with it. I had my little, online radio playing. Had this little show I like to listen to from time to time. I was cool. Although it was cold, I was straight. Right? So, finally, I'm falling asleep, and, that's when he pulls up. And I'm expecting a tow truck, but this guy has a truck and a trailer. A pickup truck and a trailer. Now, I'm like, okay, this is going to be interesting. I knew off the bat already. So, he comes to the car and say, hey, I'm here to pick you up. I'm like, all right, cool, dude. And he says, he asks me what happens. I tell him, a belt broke. And I already knew what the problem was. So, I told him the belt broke. And he was like, oh, really? And he said, pop the hood. I want, this might be minor. So I popped the hood. And he looks at it. And then another guy shows up. I guess his partner. And he says, you know what? We'll fix it for $50. I'm like, you'll do it today? And it was like, yeah, we'll do it. This guy, his partner does all the car, the auto work or whatever. So I'm like, okay, y'all do it today. You got my business. You got another $50 out of me. So, we hooked my car up to the trailer. And mind you, man, we're talking or whatever, but the whole way I'm just looking in that rearview mirror. I'm like, man, going over bumps. I'm looking at my car. I'm like, man, this needs to be over real quick. I'm just, just nervous because this is bootleg as hell. But like I said, I paid, $85 for the tow truck, for the tow wing service. I get what I paid for. And as we're riding, he's telling me, of course, about his business or whatever, his situation. I'm the type, I love talking to entrepreneurs. I do. And when I do, I'm steady asking them questions. So hopefully I can pick up a nugget or two about what they do that, I can add to what I like to do. So he's telling me, he's been in business since 2011. Started with his ex-girlfriend who passed away a couple of years ago because of cancer. And, telling me about his partner, how he came to play. He himself is from Jersey. Starts talking about his mother, about some of the work that she does. That, she's in real estate and she has rental properties and some of the work he's done for her. And he's telling me stories and he says, we're not talking no more. So I'm like, oh, okay, wow. Sorry to hear that. He didn't think too much of it. So he's getting back to talking about his business, and he's talking about the Google reviews. How he gets to the majority of his business is Google reviews. And I told him I noticed that because that's why I called him now. Now, I will say this. This is my fault. Again, another fault of mine is that I looked at the score, but I didn't actually read some of the reviews. Until later, but we'll get to that. But, he's talking about the good reviews, and, he finally tells me how much he would appreciate a good review from me. I'm like, hey, you pick me up. You do what you say you're going to do. At the end of the trip, or at the end of the job, which in my mind was including fixing the car, yeah, I'll give you a good review. So, we get to, my spot, drop off the car. Again, I emphasize, listen, I need the car fixed today. What time you guys going to be here? It was like, well, we got another car to pick up in front of you then, after we get back, after we finish that, we'll come fix the car. I'm like, cool. Right? Pay in the money for the towing. Didn't think nothing of it. Right? So I'm sitting waiting, and another couple hours goes by, and by this time I had fallen asleep a little bit. So actually it was more than a couple hours. So I give him a call when I wake up, and I'm like, and I'm leaving him messages. I'm leaving him messages like, where you, I thought you guys were coming back. Where you at? Right? And mind you, I'm calling him and it's going straight to voicemail. So I text him. And and I'm just gonna read you this verbatim, man, because this is too fun. Let me pull up these tests real quick. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull up the text. Now I text him, where, I thought you was coming back. Where are you at? He texts me back. You didn't. I thought you was gonna do the group review. We're busy. So at that point, I'm like, okay, you're fired, right? Then I go do the job. Let me move on. So I text him back. I'm good, comma, thanks. And then he texts me back. Says, good gracious, man, this most disrespectful message, like. And I'm not going to read it verbatim, but I will post them. And you're going to see how disrespectful these messages are. Like, and I'm looking at them like, this dude, first off, this dude doesn't know me. Second of all, he said he was going to do something, and he's not going to do it because I didn't post a Google review. So at this point, I post a Google review, and it's negative, right? And so after I do that, I text him. I look, y'all just posted that Google review. And he comes with the barrage of messages. Pretty much saying, I hate messing with you niggas.